Derrick White of the Boston Celtics was thought by many, including myself, to have an incredible upcoming season. With his play over the last couple years, including a championship in 2024 and a great play last season, it was easy to see Derrick White continuing to improve, especially in his role this season. With the absence of Jason Tatum and departures of Kristaps Porzingis and Jrue Holiday, I really thought he was going to have a most improved caliber season. However, is this still the case? Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to Step Back with Zach, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Derrick White. Before we go any further, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It is my goal to hit 50 subscribers before the end of the year, so your subscription would be greatly appreciated and would go a long way. Derrick White, through 8 games this season so far, is averaging 14.4 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.1 blocks per game, with 1.1 turnovers per game. On 31% from the field, 26.3% from 3, and 89.5% from the free throw line. Phew! Phew!
Yeah, fucking hell.
Nah, man, I love sneezing. It's awesome. Go allergies, man. You know what I mean? W allergies. On a 42.8% true shooting, which is almost 15% below league average. He so far also has an offensive rating of 110.6 and a defensive rating of 110.5 and an overall net rating of 0.2. He's a plus minus of 0.1, and this is all while playing 32.3 minutes per game. Derrick White, Jesus Christ, what are these stats? Since joining the Boston Celtics through 8 games, where he's been a very prominent player in the Boston Celtics rotation, this is definitely the worst start to a season for Derrick White. In the 22-23 season, he averaged through the first 8 games, keep in mind, and this was also the first year he joined the Boston Celtics, where he was still kind of looked at as a San Antonio Spurs Derrick White. He averaged 8.5 points per game on 44% from the field, 41% from 3, on a 58.2% true shooting. But he had a really good game in this stretch, where game 3 of the season he played Orlando, where he scored 27 points on a 73.7% true shooting night. In the 2023-2024 NBA championship season for the Celtics, Derrick White averaged 15.5 points per game on 51% from the field, 45.7% from 3, which is incredible, on a true shooting percentage of 67.4. And last season, Derrick White averaged 19 points per game on 47% from the field, 41% from 3, with a true shooting percentage of 64.3%. This is definitely the worst 8-game start to a season that Derrick White has had in his Boston Celtics tenure. Derrick White really is not handling the intense pressure that he is currently facing. He's definitely gotten used to not being guarded by the other team's top 2 perimeter defenders, as those would usually always go to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. However, as I previously mentioned, with the absence of Jason Tatum and the departures of KP and Jrue Holiday, Derrick White is now facing these better defensive players. This, to be fair to him, is the first time he's ever been put in a role like this, but he knew this was going to happen. We all knew this was going to happen. However, I personally thought that he was going to deal with it a little bit better. Derrick White this season, you can see he tends to settle. He shoots so many threes, where of his 126 field goals attempted so far, 76 of those have been 3-pointers. And remember, keep in mind, he's not shooting them very well. Of those 76 3-pointers, he has only made 20. He really has not been that great from anywhere on the court so far this season, where he is shooting 5 for 10 at the rim, which again is 50%, but at the rim, that's not great, and he has only shot 10 shots at the rim so far. From 3 to 10 feet, he's shooting 4 for 19, which is 21.1%. From 10 to 16 feet, he is shooting 3 for 10 so far, which is 30%. However, from 16 feet to just inside the 3-point line, he's actually shooting this shot really well at 7 for 11, which is 63.6%. However, as I said, that is only 11 shots. Shoot the ball there more, Derrick. It's clearly your spot right now. And so far this season on layups, floaters, whatever, he is shooting 6 for 18 for a percentage of 33.3%, which for a layup is terrible. And of those 126 field goal attempts so far this season, 106 of them have been jump shots. And of these jump shots, he makes 29.2% of them, which is terrible, Derrick. It's terrible. To be fair to the Boston Celtics, they haven't had the easiest schedule so far. However, they also haven't had the hardest schedule so far. It's definitely not been easy, but it also hasn't been super duper challenging. At the time of recording a couple nights ago, they lost to the Utah Jazz, who did not have Walker Kessler. Derrick White shot the ball 9 times in this game, 8 of which were 3-pointers, and only made 3 of them. So he shot 3 for 9 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3-point range. And I want you to keep in mind that the Celtics lost this game 105 to 103 because of a Jusuf Nurkic game-winning layup. Jusuf Nurkic! That guy sucks! So far this season, the Boston Celtics are better with Derrick White off the court. When Derrick White is on the court, the Boston Celtics have an offensive rating of 111.7. However, when he sits, this skyrockets to 121.8. And opponents so far with Derrick White on the court have a 113 offensive rating. And when Derrick White sits, this does go up to 116.1, but that's only a 3.1 difference. So ultimately, Derrick White just has not been that great for the Boston Celtics on the court so far. Do I think this is going to change for Derrick White? I certainly bloody hope so, because if you watched my award predictions video, Derrick White was my most improved player pick. And I think Derrick White just needs to have a couple game stretch where he plays really well, knocks down his shots to help boost his confidence, because right now, I think he's lacking in that area. He does not trust himself right now. The jump shot still looks pretty. He just needs to figure it out. The Boston Celtics just need to figure it out. Obviously, it's a lot harder for him because he's not used to this kind of coverage. However, I do believe he will figure it out. At the time of recording, the Boston Celtics do have a game today against the Washington Wizards, and if any game is the game for Derrick White to break out, it is this one. Derrick, please, for the love of God, go and have a good game, man. You need it. You need it to happen for your sake. In the past, Derrick White's definitely been one of those players that I hate my favorite teams to go up against because he always lit them up. Like I said, I think Derrick White is going to figure it out. He just needs to have that game or two where he goes off, drops 30 plus, and he will be better. Do I still think he's going to win Most Improved? No. No, I do not. I no longer think he's going to be in tension for that award for the foreseeable future unless something drastic happens. Derrick White, I'm rooting for you. Please be better. And that'll be all from me in this one. Shout out Derrick White. I appreciate you. I love you. Let's step it up a little bit, please. I'll see you guys in the next one.